Hello. It is an honor to have this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you, Reverend Rowland and MCC Detroit for the invitation. I am Reverend Marsha Warren, Provisional Pastor of Exodus MCC. We are located in Abilene, Texas. So if you ever come down and over, come and visit us. My prayers are with you for those who are affected and infected by COVID-19. Your city has been hit with so many challenges. You have risen to them each time. You are still here. When Pastor Rowland extended the invitation and I accepted, he said that the theme would be Pride Outside the Box, with an underlying theme, COVID cannot squash our pride. So I began to ponder that theme over and over again, and it became part of my spirit. It resonated in my spirit. Our pride cannot be placed into a box by anything. Even the restrictions of an unknown virus just cannot stop us as a community. No, we cannot have our pride parades marching down the street, arm in arm, hand in hand, seeing the wonderful floats and people and just everything about a celebration. No, we can't do that right now. But that does not stop us from using technology to come together across the internet to celebrate who we are. I celebrate with you because, like so many other LGBTQ plus people, I had to leave the church of my youth. See, there was no room for a Black lesbian as a deaconess in my Baptist church. However, many years later, I went to a MCC church. I walked through those doors not knowing what to expect. That MCC church became my church for over 20 years. It is my church home. Because MCC has placed an importance. It has made it a priority. It has been intentional to make the reality by becoming the most welcoming, inclusive, and justice-fighting congregation it could be. We believe that we are called to create with God a just and loving community. And we do this by being a source of spiritual enrichment, liberating hearts, minds, and souls, and by proclaiming God's grace and all-inclusive love for everyone. I believe that you cannot say that when you believe in inclusivity, you have to say you believe in justice too. For to me, Those two go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. Jesus's ministry did just that. Jesus went out to the margins of those forgotten by society. He saw their pain and he gave them a part of himself, which healed them. That is what we are to do. And that may mean fighting for injustice, for communities which we don't look like. We are to take ourselves, our LGBTQ plus selves, people of faith outside of the church box, into those communities where injustice lives. We are to live out the meaning of Micah 6:8. But God has already made it plain how to live, what to do, what God is looking for. It's quite simple. Do what is fair and just to your neighbor. Be compassionate and loyal in your love. And don't take yourself too seriously. Take God seriously. That is our mantra for people who believe in inclusivity, and justice for the least of these to live by. By taking God seriously, we are to love our neighbor as ourselves. That may mean sometimes leaving our comfort zone. God can take each one of us and be that light for others to see. We are to be welcoming of others. Now, gay, straight, black, brown, red, yellow, and white, we are to be a light to the people out there. Our LGBTQ plus siblings, brothers, and sisters. And that is what has brought me to MCC. It's justice seeking, inclusive love. That is why MCC churches have a special place in the world right now. That place is outside of a box, which was built in 1968 by our founder. That place is outside of the focus on our inward communities. We are to go outwardly. We are to be the hands and feet of Jesus, doing justice in the world, showing all that we may not celebrate Pride this month as before, but we are still here, and we will let our voices be heard. They will not be squashed. I am a part of MCC churches to fulfill that proclamation of God's all-inclusive love by doing justice in the world. And you are called to do that too. For this is the time for us to answer that call that was instilled in our denomination. This is the time to open up the circle, to place a leaf between the table, to pull up more chairs and say everybody is welcome, and mean it. This is the time for us to show our city, our pride, what it means. Show our city that it means more than the colors on a flag. This is the time when we can connect our hearts and minds to take God seriously and do what is right and compassionate. This is the time to take pride, our pride, outside and place it right in front and center of those who would do wrong against God's creation. This is your time, MCC Detroit. Happy Pride Month. Amen.